In the corner of a small park, there lived a tiny bird named Beeko. He was the size of a fist, fluffy like a cotton ball, and his eyes sparkled with mischief, but he was no ordinary bird. Beeko was known among the birds as the troublemaker of the sky. He didn't like singing like the others, and he had no interest in worms like serious birds. He had one hobby: annoying humans. Every morning, Beeko would fly over the park like a little spy, watching people carefully, selecting his targets like he was planning a secret mission. A man in a brand new suit? Perfect. A girl holding her coffee cup carefully? Irresistible. A lady quietly reading a book? Excellent. And suddenly, plop, Beeko would drop his little gift from the sky with the precision of a professional sniper. The victims would look up in disbelief, spin in circles, then burst into either rage or laughter, while Beeko flew off, wings fluttering like he was clapping for himself. People in the neighborhood got to know him. They'd shout whenever they saw him, "Watch out, it's Beeko!" But no one ever escaped him. He was tiny, fast, and had the most innocent face, so no one believed he did it on purpose. But oh, he did. Every day. Proudly. Beeko. Definitely rude. But thanks to him, the park was never boring again. Beeko had ruled the skies for weeks. Every day a new victim. Every day new laughter from the trees. But one person wasn't laughing. His name was Samir, a quiet young man who loved his morning walks in peace. But peace was hard to find when a certain little bird kept dropping gifts on his head 3 days in a row. On the fourth morning, Samir stood still under a tree, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. He looked up, and sure enough, there was Beeko doing lazy loops in the sky. "That's it," Samir muttered. "Time to teach you some manners." That evening, Samir got to work. He built a clever little trap, a shiny cage with birdseed inside, perched on a high branch. But this wasn't just any birdseed. It was Beeko's favorite, toasted sunflower seeds with a hint of honey. Irresistible. The next morning, Beeko arrived early, feeling proud and hungry. He spotted the seeds glinting in the sun, sitting in a perfect, quiet place. "HM, breakfast with style," he thought. He swooped down without a second thought. Click! The cage snapped shut. Beeko blinked, then panicked, flapped his wings. Nothing. Tried to squeak. No use. From a distance, Samir watched with a triumphant smile. "Gotcha, little troublemaker." The park was quiet that day. No screaming, no looking up nervously, just peace and one very annoyed bird in a cage, hopping in circles, plotting his next escape. Because if anyone thought this was the end of Beeko, they didn't know Beeko. Years passed. The once feisty little bird, Beeko, was no longer the sprightly mischief maker of the skies. Inside his small cage, his wings grew weaker, his feathers lost their shine, and the spark in his eyes dimmed with time. He had stopped flapping wildly long ago. The park, once his playground, had faded into memory, just a blur behind the metal bars. Samir, too, had changed. He no longer found satisfaction in Beeko's captivity. With each year, he watched the bird grow older, slower, quieter. One warm morning, Samir stood in front of the cage with a strange look in his eyes, a mix of guilt, nostalgia, and something like mercy. "It's time," he whispered. He opened the cage door slowly. For a moment, Beeko didn't move. Then, sensing the air, he stepped forward hesitantly. He looked up at the open sky, blinking like someone who'd forgotten what freedom looked like. Then he flew. His wings trembled at first, but the air caught him. He rose, wobbly but proud. For the first time in years, Beeko felt the wind under his wings, the sun on his feathers, the sky calling him home. But freedom can be cruel. From high above, a shadow sliced through the sky, swift, silent, and deadly. A hawk. In a blink, it dove. Beeko barely saw it. One moment, he was gliding. The next, he was gone, snatched from the sky like a leaf in a storm. Samir watched, stunned. The sky was silent again. Empty. He stood there, cage doors still open, as a single feather drifted down and landed near his foot. Freedom had come, but so had fate.